Alrighty, welcome everyone. We're going to be starting very soon, so hang tight. We have the international pinball sensation here, starting soon. Right now. Alrighty, we made it. We are here with international pinball sensation and lead designer at Stern Pinball, my big brother, Jack Danger. To talk about Foo Fighter.
Yay! Yay! I'm clapping for myself.
Clapping for yourself.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome. Always a pleasure to be here on the Marco broadcast, especially with two of my favorite people in pinball, Jack Danger and Amoto. Oh, Kyle too.
Awesome. Yeah, so Jack's been on tour with us earlier on this year, bringing Foo Fighters to all the shows and hanging out with the fans and playing the game together. And it's been great. This has been such a huge hit that we had to get an LE. Because it's so beautiful.
It is really pretty.
We want you to talk all about it. You know, this last episode with Foo Fighters, we got to hang out with Tanya, who is amazing, and he told us all about the Foo Fighters lore and the storyline behind the Overlord character. And if you guys didn't catch that, it's on our YouTube page on Marco Pinball in the archives. It's amazing content, and learning more about Tanya as a person too was great.
Tanya's an amazing human and knows everything, and he knows everything. And I'm glad he covered a lot of the basis of the lore and like probably where a lot of the ideas came from story wise, because my brain is fried, and he's got a great head for that sort of information. So
absolutely. So we're gonna dive into mechs. So Kyle, I'm sorry. Can you turn on your mic more? You died again.
Be louder, Kyle.
We did check this
this is just the Jack Danger stream. He can just do all the talking. I'll just sit here. No.
All right, how do we sound, everybody? Good, good. You know, procedures.
How do we sound?
Perfect. You sound perfect.
Okay,
you sound
good.
perfect.
Someone said perfect. Someone said no. Okay, well, okay, now someone said great. Okay, so I think we're good. I think 2 goods and a great outweigh a no, so I'm being raised.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah. So while Emoto's setting my levels, Tanya went in and kind of talked about the incredible team of writers, right? The background, some of the inspiration boards. He showed us a lot of neat like sketches and stuff that Jeremy was working on, and how all that art evolved. So that was super cool. But this is more about the design and what you did, Jack, right? So first off, how are you?
I'm tired.
Good answer. That's honesty that I need.
I'm good, man. Thank you for asking. This has been a whirlwind of an experience, especially being my first Cornerstone out of the gate, and seeing the entire process from front to back has been quite a delight and a headache and all of the stuff in between there. But how the hell are you, Kyle?
I'm doing great. I've been really looking forward to this stream in particular for quite some time. To talk to you about this game, which is rapidly becoming one of my favorites. So I am doing okay. Sorry, I got a little, need some water or something.
Get this man some water.
Please, yes. Actually, that would be fantastic if you can do it. Thank you. So, Jack, so this isn't your first game with Stern, right? I think a lot of people watched you through designing the Dead Flip game on your stream for a long time. You've made another game where the community told you where to put everything, and then the Jurassic Park home game.
Yeah.
We almost have your entire lineup in our shot, which is great.
Yeah.
That's just serendipity right there.
That's amazing.
Am I missing anything? Did you? Is there another game in between any of those?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I've done stuff with my daughter to like tell her to throw stuff on a playfield, and I'll screw it down and let her shoot it, and then we'll tear it apart to do something else.
So I guess the question is, and this is kind of like a really broad, wide question, but working on the Jurassic Park game, I'm assuming is drastically different than putting together a Cornerstone game.
Drastically, yes.
Okay. What were some of the bigger challenges, things to adjust to, pressures? Again, I know it's a broad question.
It's like a completely different beast. With the home game, it had its own unique challenges because there was limited time, limited assets, limited budget to create something fun and exciting that was going to live in a home environment, where we had to lean on like pre-existing art, sound effects, like all of that was sort of pre-canned. We just had to take all these Lego pieces and create our own little something from it. Cornerstone is you have like a blank sheet of paper and they tell you to make something fun, and that is extremely intimidating. But it also the freedom was both exciting but also again intimidating, like I mentioned, because there really aren't any handcuffs and there's no real like restrictions outside of like just try to make this thing as cool as possible. But you also want to make sure, you're making it fun, you're making it exciting, you're staying within certain parameters and budgets. It was a headache, but it was a really fun headache. And because I got to work with some of my favorite people in pinball, like my favorite pinball machine is Deadpool. I've talked about this. I've beaten this horse to death. But the programmer on my favorite pinball machine was Tanyo Kleiss, and the artist on my favorite pinball machine of all time was Zombie Yeti. And the fact that I got to work with those two on my very first Cornerstone, I couldn't have asked for a better team. And Jeremy's messed up brain coming up with lots of cool ideas, and Tanya's freaking weird, mad genius all coming together with me bending lots of metal and hurting myself, shaped up to be a pretty cool game. But these were two entirely different like avenues, home game versus Cornerstone. And I couldn't be more thrilled with how this game turned out.
Yes, I mean, round of applause, please, everyone, because it is fantastic. I hope everyone on the internet in this sphere has gotten some flipper time with this game since it's been released to the public for months now. This is my first time seeing an LE in person, and it is fantastic. These decals for the cabinet are wild.
Yeah. It's got that like foil sort of effect.
Yeah.
And even though the art content is the same on the premium and the LE, we did change the colorways. And obviously the LE is a foil, and then the hand interacting with the toys is not a human hand's child, but it's the Overlord's hand.
That is cool. I did not notice that.
Toys.
Yeah. It's great.
That's rad. Yeah, thank you, Marco Ramirez, who is probably listening to this, for letting us put our hands all over your LE for this episode.
Rub it harder.
So let's, from some of the other folks we've talked to, I think most of the designers have told me, or us, or in other media, that when they design a game, you kind of put out there everything you want, and then for the pro, maybe something gets taken away. What was your path to knowing that you had to make two different levels, trim levels, two different experiences almost?
Yeah, it's an interesting way of thinking about designing, because you don't want to like design yourself into a corner where like you have to drastically mess with the game if you're going full like LE thought first. My goal right out of the gate was I wanted this thing to be all about unique and interesting shots and deflections and stuff like that. And then I knew I really wanted an upper playfield, but I also know that upper playfields at times can be a little time. How do I say this? You spend too much time up there, or like my favorite upper playfield in pinball was Simpsons Pinball Party. Like you're up there very, very little. You have just enough time to do a few things and then you're out of it. And I wanted that action. I wanted that feeling, that sort of chaos. But also I wanted something that you could ignore if you didn't need to do anything up there. So with our right ramp, you could shoot up there and it's actually a complete path. If you don't interact with the ball, it's as if that upper playfield didn't exist. You can come right back down and keep the action down below. But like trying to keep in mind what you wanted, like pro versus premium, because I knew I wanted an upper playfield, it was actually pretty easy to understand what was going to come out of the game, because that whole upper is a good chunk of change that we can pop off of there. And because I designed it to be a pass through, all you had to do was put a wire there and it's like the thing never, like nothing changed. I was able to keep a lot of the action on the playfield the exact same. to the point that we were able to use the exact same playfield on all three models, which in turn also helped me financially to keep a lot of cool stuff in the Pro by doing things like using the same playfield and taking the routing out of the cabinet for the Pro for the expression lights. That again allowed me some more money on the playfield, because to me, I want the action on the playfield to be there versus like some accoutrement that's dipping around the game there.
Sure. Okay. I like that answer. And I guess that kind of touches on something I wanted to ask about. And I think I told you this in Texas, but one of the things I find really brilliant about the game is a lot of the action is created by things that are off the shelf, if you will, right? You have a few unique pieces here, like the kicking target, but that kicking target was used in a Stern game before, right?
No.
It wasn't. Oh, okay. So
no,
that is totally...
that we brought back to life from an old Gottlieb idea. I had one in my original homebrew I built, and I was just so absolutely in love with the action of this like directional pop bumper that I put in front of the team. They're like, hell yes, let's do this thing, and it turned out great. And it's like really, I think the only custom but not really custom mech on the game, because it was derivative of something that sort of existed already.
Kind of existed already, yeah. And then you get like something like that is so brilliant, like everyone loves the overdrive post, or the dead post as people are flipping to it as, but it's just an up post, but it creates such magic. I really like that post personally, because there's something special about having the ball save still being the actual ball you've been playing, right?
Yep.
When your ball drains, you get a software ball save, and here, go back and enjoy, keep playing, but you have that emotional connection with that ball that just bounced back.
It's sentimental. Yeah, that is your ball that you did all this, you went on this journey with, right? You don't want to lose this.
No, it's special, and then it bounces back into play.
This one ball that you've named and fallen in love with. When he goes away and freaking Michael shows up, you have no connection with this asshole, and now you're just flipping around. Can I swear?
Yes, you can swear. You get a total
now. That actually really blows my mind, and now I'm gonna have to name all my balls, and I feel so terrible when they die. So now I'm like, there's this whole new level of pinball that I'm just not ready for.
It's time. It's time. So what, I guess, okay, going back, you were talking about that old kicking target, which was a Gottlieb design, and there are some things on the playfield that are similar to other things, right? Some shapes, some geometries. What is it like being able to look at like the entire past of pinball and kind of make it your own, right? Was that something you intended to do on this game, or was that something you just threw out there and hope would stick? Maybe talking about like the slingshot geometry, etc.
Yeah. So it's, again, like intimidating is the only word I can really think of, to like see everything that came before you and sitting there going like, I need to create a unique experience. And it's almost as if like every shot that can be made on a playfield has been created to some capacity. So I'm absolutely in love with gleaning information off of old games. Some of my favorite designers, Dan Langlois, if you're unfamiliar, had a very short stint in pinball, but his machines that he made were just absolutely bonkers. Like, they were weird, and they didn't always work either. Financially, success wise, they were just like weird games. But because he was allowed to take these chances and bring some of these things to production, like that gave me hope. Like, if I do some stupid stuff, like this dead post thing, like maybe there's a chance like we can sneak some of this stuff out there. And in fact, the inlane targets on my game are an homage to a Dan Langlois title called Heavy Metal Meltdown. And how I used them is different than how he utilized them, because mine is more for like, I want to reward the player for like catching the ball, stopping the ball. And there's also the whole up and over stuff that I absolutely hate when you're trying to learn how to play pinball, or even still today, where like you catch the ball rolls up the flipper and up the guide and then out the out lane. That absolutely is not possible on this game. And in fact, you're rewarded with a 2x shot by trying to catch the ball if it rolls back and hits that target. So it just I love weird stuff, but like, you know, I work at a big company where like it also has to be fun. It also has to financially make sense. You can get as weird as you want as long as it's also fun. You don't be weird for weird's sake, because then you're gonna. I get slapped every once in a while when I'm like, but what about this? They're like, I don't know. If you have just one flipper in the middle, it's spinning 360 degrees really fast, and then that's anyway. I'm giving my secrets away.
Okay, that kind of answers on my next question, because I was going to say, I mean, what was the response from George, right? I think you've given the story of how, you know, everyone knows that Gary loves his pop bumpers, and you snuck this one through. It doesn't have a single pop bumper on it. The response from the bigwigs was a little more like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Go ahead and run with it, yeah?
How do I put this? It got through because Gary didn't notice it didn't have pop bumpers, and that was a, how do I say this? It was like
it shows that the game was amazing.
Exactly.
Right?
It was
it's
like a
still
bad.
Fun.
He didn't notice it was missing, but I think something that was helping ease that thought of not seeing there was a pop bumper was that kicking target still offered some sort of slamming chaos action. But when he played the game and that kicking target shot it up that ramp, like when Gary's face lights up, you're like, oh, shoot, heck, we did it. Like, this is amazing. And in the final meeting, when we're all standing around the arted game and the entire sales team is playing the game and Gary's playing it, and then Gary's like, he ends his ball, and then someone in the back's like, and it doesn't have any pop bumpers, right? And I'm like, and Gary's like, I didn't even notice. And you're like, yeah, we did it. Like, because we do kind of have a pop with that kicking target, but not really. Also, there's like sacred ground with that like lower third of like the Italian bottom, and we messed with it a little bit, but not too much to like make it like strange, you know.
It's still familiar enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess like maybe the next question I have for you then is like, if you were to say, if you very simply cut pinball design philosophies into two things, you have games that are flowy, and then you have games that reward like stop and go play. I think this game maybe tilts to the flowier side more, but it definitely rewards sniping and accurate shots. What do you like? Does this game kind of it cover everything you like and that kind of debate there?
The thing I love most in pinball is when I'm flailing without thinking about it and I'm still making shots. Like, I like to just flap like a chicken, and I want that ball to go somewhere even if I didn't hit the thing that I'm shooting for, you know? And so I put a whole lot of attention to detail in, if you miss this, where is that ball going to go when it hits things that are near it? Mm-hmm. More notably, that bar target behind the drops, I was very, is anal retentive the right? I was like I needed it to be this right angle, this correct angle, so that when you hit that bar target, you are also rewarded with, it will sometimes, actually most of the time, go up and around that reformatted area that is typically only hittable from the far left shot.
Okay.
So you will bounce up and around there, and it feeds the upper flipper, and you could just keep that action going all over the place. And there's the right ramp. There's the target to the left of the right ramp that's angled a little bit. Mm-hmm. You hit that just right, it'll also send it up the ramp on the left, or it'll send it around the orbit. Everything has a deflection thought out as to where it's going to go. Even like the angle of that kicking target was pretty precise to make sure when it hits it just right, it can go up that ramp, or it can go through the spinner or hit the captive ball. I put maybe way too much thought into those little tiny things.
No, that's amazing, because it makes people new to pinball and, you know, players that aren't as good as you, or, you know, others that it's still fun. So that's awesome. So thanks for taking that time.
Hell yeah.
There's not a lot of duds.
So rewarding.
You know, the shots that miss are challenging to recover from, but when also you get a lot of fun benefits to missing, right? Like the snick shot on Deadpool,
Yep.
right? You've talked about that. You love that shot, right?
Oh, I love that. That game is nothing wrong with it. It's so frustrating to know that game exists in the world.
Dang you, George. I think this is actually a perfect time, Jack, for you to bust open SolidWorks. Would you mind showing us some of those interesting geometries you spend a lot of time on?
I would love nothing more.
Oh, fantastic.
It's our favorite part.
Welcome to the SolidWorks part. Do-do-do.
Da-da-da.
Let me know when my screen is oh, do I need to share my screen?
Emoto is shaking her head. Yes.
Welcome to Jack's first live stream. And share.
We're so glad to be here on your first live stream, Jack. It's really special.
All right, are you seeing this?
I am.
Cool head nodding. I love it.
I know I have to write my mic because all this construction happening at my arcade right now. But yeah, this is beautiful. Thank you.
So just to preface, ladies and gentlemen, I don't use AutoCAD on a day-to-day. Like I'm going to navigate through here. This is fine. But I don't use SolidWorks on a day-to-day. I'm an AutoCAD boy. All right. I love them. I love them splines, you know. Anyway. Okay. So here we're looking at the premium model of Foo Fighters. Ooh, I figured I'd show you this because, you know, it's the premium. Let's look at a top down. Oh my gosh, I did it right. Okay.
Nice.
So here we're looking at this model is about like 98% accurate to production. This is just what I had on my computer here. But you could see right off the rip, we have, see, this is why I'm trash. Okay, we're good. We got the Overlord area here. We've got all these drawings. This area right here is that reformatted area I was talking about. Can you see my mouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, nod harder, Emoto. Thank you. Okay. So when you're shooting from down here up at this bar target, it is angled to come right around here, cut around, and feed this upper flipper. And this area is typically only accessible by shooting this far left crossover shot, which the ball catches, jumps through the air, lands on the playfield, cuts up and around, and then you can shoot up the ramp or around the orbit. Ooh.
That may be one of the greatest shots in pinball.
It feels so good. It feels so freaking good. That was a pain in the ass to get to work correctly. Yeah. Here's that little post. Look at this cute little guy. That is, ladies and gentlemen, that is just an up post in the outline.
It's not just an outpost. It's so much more.
It's so much more.
Something so simple can evoke an emotional response like it does, right? Like
it just feels like magic when you actually get it to save the ball. I freaking love it.
It's the greatest feeling ever. And especially when it comes up and you miss, like putting your right flipper down or whatever to catch it. Then you're like, no, what's wrong with me? That was my chance.
It's also maximum disappointment when you can't get it to work.
So can we look
this
at that
is
target
a unique little in-lane slingshot area we came up with and the reason we went with like such a skinny slingshot is to afford the space for this target. So the ball needed to come down, and we could have shaped this a little differently, but the way this is angled prevents the ball from losing any momentum. So we wanted the same feel as your regular inlanes, but with this addition of the target inside of there. So when this comes down, it still keeps that inertia. So we shrunk this down a little bit to allow the space for that target. And we actually could have made the slingshot a little smaller, but I like how it looks.
I like how there's
a nice
room
size.
for that insert.
Yeah, it's a good size. Thanks, Emoto.
So like the small detail that I guess I didn't even notice the angle, but can you zoom in on the left stand-up on the right ramp entrance?
The left stand up and the right ramp entrance. Yeah,
I mean,
sure can.
When Jack was talking about getting those angles right, but like, look at that. I mean, it's only it's a few degrees off of 90, but you know, when you iterate something like that,
Boom, boom.
how many times does it? How many times did that take to get it right? Like,
quite a few. Like all these angles, it took some time to get it to work. But the cool thing about this is a lot of the things that would have taken many, many, many iterations to get through, with like white woods and stuff. I actually design in Visual Pinball first. So I'm able to do really ridiculous stuff with like angles and shots and shapes in there and iterate till I'm blue in the face. And when something feels good and weird and you're like, there's no way this can work in real life. And then you build it and you're like, no one would have guessed that you could do this in a pinball machine because the iteration time would have been insane. And that was like this left crossover and a lot of these ricochets and stuff is like, I did the stuff in a computer first, ran the simulation, came over knowing like it works on the computer, which isn't 100%, but it knows like it's damn close. So I can get in there and like tweak it just a little bit here instead of, you know, drilling a whole bunch of holes in a playfield going, all right, this doesn't work, new piece of wood. It was pretty cool.
is that something you are starting to enjoy more? The working with your hands, of the building portion. Is that something you enjoy doing now?
Yeah, even like I would say 3/4 of the way through this project, I still didn't truly know how to use a ruler. So using terms like skosh and butt hair and stuff to describe a distance.
That's the answer I was trying to get out of you. Thank you.
It got this game produced, but not without a lot of hair pulling. So I now know, like, I have a spot welder in my studio now, like things that I would have been terrified to even look at previously. I love it. I love getting my hands dirty. I love not having to like bother the model shop to like, hey, can you make me this ball guide? Like I could just go bend some metal, weld some tabs to it and screw some wood and just put it in myself. It's really cool. It's really cool. I feel handier knowing how to use a drill and a hammer.
And next comes a ruler. But
How did rulers
how
are
did
hard, man.
Rulers are hard.
When an engineer comes over and says this thing needs to move 50 thou, you might as well have been talking in hieroglyphs. I don't know what the frick you just said. Right? What's 50 thou? What's a thou? 1,000? But he didn't say 1,000. He said thou.
It's something only engineers can decipher. How did you get everything to fit on the upper playfield? There's a spinner, there's a diverter, there's targets. What's going on up there? Is there any way we could look underneath?
I would say if I could brag a little bit, the more impressive thing is how did I fit a ramp underneath the upper playfield? Like that was a fun challenge. And how that was achieved is by having these targets that are actually vertically mounted. So if I hide this, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I'm doing. This is amazing. You can see these targets are mounted vertical.
That's so
cool. That's how I was able to afford all the room underneath here to have that ramp. Again, like keeping all of the pro and the premium vibe the same. And then this was just something that sort of just sat right down on top of everything. And we were able to mount everything off of that, including the Area 51, everything mounted off of this, and you'd never know. It works great.
We had no idea.
I saw that in the
genius.
I saw that in the manual the other day, and I was like, no way, that's how that works. So that's really neat.
Vertical targets, baby.
So then, I guess with all the with the ramp underneath, I guess like is the left? What do you call that? The upper left ramp? Is that? Are lots of those metal pieces, are they the same between the premium and the pro?
For the ramp itself?
Yes.
Yeah, everything is the same. Like this wire form is the same. The only thing that's different is this wire form here doesn't exist and is now a wire that connects to the right ramp and comes over to this existing wire form from the upper left ring. And this ramp that actually catches the ball from the upper playfield looks like a ravioli flipper.
Okay.
Like you would use this to cook.
What? Oh, it's a ladle.
It's like a little, yeah, you'd like scoop a meatball out of some hot water or something.
Can we do that? Can you just get one of those wire ramps and we make spaghetti with it?
I got like 30 of them here. I'll do a new cooking show with pinball parts.
Ravioli with Jack. Okay,
that would actually be really awesome. Let's go.
That's really interesting.
And then back here we have a diverter that when you're shooting around the orbit with the upper flipper, boom, 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 when you're ready to start the multi-ball, this actually raises up and exposes a hidden target in the back panel here that you hit the ball, and then that's what kicks the multi-ball off.
So maybe for people who don't understand, can you describe why keeping those parts the same between multiple models allowed you to do some of this stuff? Like maybe touch on bill of material just a little bit for people that don't understand why that was so important or so neat.
Oh yeah, totally. So I guess the more SKUs that you're adding to a game, or like the more unique parts you're adding to a game, obviously the more expensive the game is going to be. And by utilizing a lot of the same stuff, we were able to keep the cost the same across all three models. And that, especially keeping as much money in the Pro as possible, because I knew that I wanted the Pro to still have the best bang for the buck. You know, I want you to buy the LE, I want you to buy the premium, but I also want you to like not be missing like the core experience when you're getting the Pro. And I feel like with the little things that we did on the premium LE and on the Pro to like maintain that, I feel like we kept the essence of the game pretty strong on the Pro model.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people share that.
Nice.
opinion.
Rampomatic in the chat asked, how many coils are there in this game?
Enough.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know that number. I don't know that number off the top of my head.
I think you used all the drives, right? 18 coil drives?
I think we used everything. Yeah. Let's see. That's two
What's
core
like
nodes. So yeah, I'd say about 18.
What's that, like, kind of, is there an average of amount of coils you would use on a modern Stern or a pinball?
I guess it comes and goes. It depends on the layout. But you don't want to venture into the third core node range, because then a core node's not cheap, but that also means that you're adding way more mechs and coils, which is also not going to be cheap. That's try to stay in your two core node zone, because you'll know if you don't go over that, then you're probably good financially.
Nice.
Interesting.
But yeah, so like the locking mechanism here for the Overlord actually uses two coils. We have a coil to pull the actual forks down, and then this coil here, this latch coil, holds onto it so that we can keep it open. And then we fire this coil, which pulls this little tab back, releasing the fork to come back up, and that's what locks the ball. So its default rested state is up, so that we don't have to be firing a coil the whole time that we're trapping a ball in there. So when we want the forks down, we just pull it down, and it naturally just locks into place, because when this pulls down, it pushes this out of weight a little bit, and then this just, with a spring, naturally flings back and locks this bell of the coil into place. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Clever engineering.
Stuff in here? Oh, I can.
So,
can you see it actually doing the?
You know what?
Fire?
I'm sure someone knows how to do this. I don't know what the heck I'm doing here.
It looks cool how it is.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks, dude. All right.
Watch. Let's
All
see.
right. I broke it. So
anyway, there it goes. It exploded.
We're good. Everything's fine. Just don't look at that.
Now
part.
it's 17 coils.
Yeah, right. That's gone. Excellent. But yeah, the Overlord here, this is like animating for some reason. The Overlord and the van, we actually, when we sculpted these, we made them out of the same material that dog chew toys are made out of. So they're like durable, but a little bit squishy. And like we wanted, especially the Overlord, to have this like, we want him to have some weight look to him. We want him to look heavy, like he's in a big bot. But he can't be heavy, so that we could still do the thing where we're putting him on. I don't know the official term. I call it a wobble grommet. It's literally like, it's like a piece of rubber and steel, and it allows it to wobble. And then we're literally just hitting the Overlord with a coil, and then he bounces on that. But then the Overlord also is sitting on a spring, so that you're getting some secondary action out of there too.
Yeah, I noticed that the actual Overlord is spring loaded too, so the whole thing gets a lot of a dip. Yeah, it's neat. That's similar to how Attack from Mars did the big saucer wobble too.
Saucer wobble with a wobble grommet.
Yeah, the wobble grommet. See, technical terms.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant. Was there what is your opinion on scoops in pinball, Jack? Do you like scoops? Do you find hitting a scoop to be satisfying?
I find hitting a scoop to be satisfying if it's for like a humongous collect. Like I'd say two of my favorite scoops in pinball would be World Cup Soccer, the like impossibly hard one on the right, just because it's hard, and the scoop in Guardians of the Galaxy, like that. It like hurts my feelings to shoot, but I also get a lot of joy and reward out of shooting that scoop. I'm not against them, but I do like to keep the ball topside and moving. And like holding the ball with those forks, I really, really love, because the ball, even though it's like locked, you still get to interact with it. And that was something that I felt was pretty important, with like being able to beat the crap out of that ball, and it's still your ball and it's right there. And yeah, dude, scoops are fine.
I like that. I was pleasantly surprised to see a game without a scoop, and I was curious on your personal feelings
No
about
scoop, no pop.
Trying to get fired over here.
I guess
Breaking all.
one other question I had, I think, like thinking about like the choreography, right? I mean, Tanya's got some serious skill setting up the choreography of a game, right? Rewarding you for doing things and making you feel good about stuff. As you guys were working on putting the entire package together, right, working with such an iconic band, the Foo Fighters, like what moments did you know needed to happen in this game? Right? Like a start of a multi-ball, like a certain song to represent something. Was there anything like that?
We knew we wanted to, because we were going to have expression lights, we wanted to have those like great visual moments, like when you first start working the Overlord and there's like the lights in the sky, sort of alien abduction stuff happening with like flashing lights. And a lot of the songs were chosen for their energy and like if they spoke to a specific city in general. But just overall, we wanted this thing to feel like immersive with that sort of cartoon vibe that's going on there. We wanted you to feel like you're in that episode, if you will, of, the Overlord's attacking, you know, and what would that feel like if you're in that moment? And as far as the expression lights are concerned, like Mike Vinacore kicked ass with the expression lights. He absolutely nailed it. In fact, like he did like all of them. And then we're looking at them, we're like, these are good. Can we get like a variation or two on some other stuff? But like, as he started working that, we're like, what the hell are we talking about? These are freaking amazing. Like they're so good. And he did such a good job matching the energy of the songs that we chose also. I don't know how the hell he does it, but he knocked it out of the park. But yeah, a lot of that like story and nuance, that was like I had some input, but really it was like Tanya and Jeremy, like really just spitting imagination at each other and then catching it in each other's mouths and then like putting that on paper. Was that weird? Imagination. They got great imaginations.
That was beautiful.
It's perfect.
That was
I mean, when you're
eloquent.
working as a team trying to create like this beautiful piece of art, there's a lot of closeness involved. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it was really fun to work with everybody. I worked extremely closely with Tanyo. He would come over to my studio and we'd sit there and write stuff on Post-it notes and place stuff around. Working with Jeremy is just bonkers because I'm sure Tanyo mentioned this, but like big aspects of this game were like passing thoughts that he would have. Like we'd be dead set on like all this stuff, and then Jeremy would be like, "Hey," and then I don't know, I drew this robot. We're like, "Well, frick! Now that robot's got to be like in the game, dude." Like, you could keep drawing stuff, but like just slow your roll a little bit because anytime you come up with something new, it's the best thing we've ever seen, and now it has to be in the game. So
how dare you try to limit Zombie Yeti?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And the cool thing is like this whole story, this whole idea, this everything was like I knew I wanted like alien abduction, like Saturday morning cartoon type stuff. But the fact that Jeremy had done poster art for something along those lines already was like we're hitting the ground running because we've essentially got a story already.
It translates well. I think the thing a lot of people find really brilliant about this is, people always talk, we want original themes in pinball. We want something that's not licensed. And I think that's just really the beauty of this is you kill two birds with one stone, right? You have this really neat lore. You have a story here. You're on this adventure with this band from a television show, and it has a really bitchin' soundtrack, right? Yeah, no, you guys knocked it out of the park there.
That was one of the things that we kept spouting was like, this is the closest thing to an original theme we're probably going to get to do with a dope soundtrack in the back, and yeah, this has been awesome. Someone in chat did bring something up that I would like to address.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I'm 6'7", right? I'm a monster. Kyle's actually taller than me, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Teeny bit.
Kyle is taller than me. The ball save light, when you're staring at this game, here is what the average height person might be seeing. But the ball save light is hidden down here under the because when you're my height, this I can see. When you're shorter than me, the typical light would be right here, sort of between the flippers. And yeah, I moved it a little too far down. But it afforded me some cool art right there. So relax, internet, okay?
You should have done the Emoto challenge and play on your knees. What happened? I thought you had our backs.
Yep.
And then you're here, right? Do you even get to see the
Everyone
flippers
get your
in that?
Marco stool. No, I can't. But not without my Marco stool.
Get your Marco stools today.
Oh man, that's one thing. I remember the first time I played Guardians of the Galaxy Premium, and I was like, I cannot see half of the inserts on this dang game now. They're all hidden underneath Groot's arms.
Groot.
Yeah, what
oh man,
ball save,
Guardians is such a good game. Like that game was, I feel like a slow burn for some people, but I absolutely love that pin. I was sad when they took it away from me recently.
Yeah, that is a fun one. Yeah, when they reversed the way the game worked and was like, okay, wait, no, let's do it this way. That game was just insane. It blew my mind after that.
Yeah, bud.
I'm trying to look at the chat now because I know that Jack cannot stick with us the entire time. He has a meeting. He's an important man. But I think actually this is a good time. Chat, if we didn't answer your question, which I don't think we've answered many at all, please post them now, and Jack will machine gun answer as many that he wants to.
Let's go. Give me the questions.
I wrote some down a little bit earlier.
What's your favorite cereal, Jack?
Sorry. Never mind. Ask it in the chat.
I got chat open if you just want to type it in chat. PB and J or PB and B?
Yeah, cell processing was asking when you were talking about how the play field is exactly the same between the Pro, Premium, and LE. Does that mean that we can add the Dead Post mod to the Pro?
Nope, you cannot add that. It is no. The answer is no.
Does not
Next
work.
question.
Yeah. I think there was an episode I did with the
Don't
Foo
you
Fighters
dare
Pro.
do that.
I think we did an episode with the Foo Fighters Pro before we did the episode with Tanya, where I looked at a lot of those mechanisms. Someone was asking how the kicking target works. I spent like 30 minutes looking at that thing because it's so rad. So maybe
it's
go
awesome.
back in our archives.
So it has like it's just a regular leaf switch. Well, actually, I think we're using a micro switch on ours.
It's a micro switch.
Where once it hits a point of activation, then wherever that is, it fires that coil to add that power. So if a ball hits it really hard, that switch will be a little further back. If it hits it really soft, it might not even trigger it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love that thing. Let's see. Can I take a router to my cab and put expression lights in my Pro? Listen, you buy a pinball machine, you can put wheels on the thing and drive it down the street. Like, go nuts.
I want a pinball jet ski.
It's your game. Do what you want.
Are you going to Comic-Con? I will be at Comic-Con. I go to all the Comic-Cons. I love that place. Yeah, I'll be streaming from Comic-Con. So internet, just to address some like streaming stuff, right? I'm retired. I'm old. I'm exhausted. I got kids. You know, when I started the streaming career, I was a single guy. You know, I just learned what pinball was. I just learned what Twitch was. 9 years later, I have a family. And now that I have a full-time job, I was working 16 plus hours. You know, I'd get up at like 6. I'd get my kids to school, I'd drive to Stern, work all day, come back, and then stream all night, and then get home. It was exhausting. I loved every minute of it. But, you know, I got to see my family and my kids and stuff. So,
yeah, our man needs a break.
You paved the way. You paved the way for us all, Jack. So you're allowed to retire. But we want to see you back on occasion.
Yeah.
Like now, it's great.
So what I'm saying is, although the nightly show is done, I am still here for like code updates like we did recently, game reveals if that ever happens again. You know, because who knows what pinball's doing. You know, maybe who knows? You know, and I'm still open to like working with other manufacturers to show their stuff. It's just the nightly show is just not a thing anymore because it's been awesome having my time with my family. Anyway, plus I get to hang out with a moto like this now. It's cool. And I stream pinball from a hot tub. I'm working on it. Band call outs coming? No, so the band has said since Taylor's passing that it just wouldn't feel right if everybody wasn't involved, that they didn't want to do it because it didn't feel right to them. So there are more call outs coming, you know, so, you know, stay tuned.
Tanya is busy typing away, adding code to the game as he watches this right now, just for you guys.
Tanya's like, please stop telling people anything's coming because I'm doing this thing. I love Tanya so much, dude. Oh my God. He's been an absolute freaking delight to work with. One of my favorite things that he has done on this game is that 8-bit monkey wrench during Bot Frenzy. He did that audio.
That's so cool.
It's so good.
It's so good. That's one of my. I think that's my favorite bit of animation in that game too, where the robot
where it's
just
like
is
spitting
like
the bots out and they scream.
Yeah, he just gets the mad face and everyone screams and throws it. That's so good.
It's so good.
Oh, man.
Jack's life is real hard. It is, guys. It is. I mean, listen. Legitimately, if you want to get serious, I poisoned myself yesterday with soldering fumes. And had to go home early and had to treat myself. And I called the doctor because I got something called metal fume fever from inhaling too many soldering fumes because I still am learning what I'm doing.
There's always
but I'm alive.
Curve.
So here
There's
we go.
a big learning curve. But
I'm so glad.
yes, pinball may seem glamorous, but it is still a job. Jack is a international sensation. Game designer, all-around cool dude, media personality, but it's still work, right? You always have to remember that at the end of the day. And
my man,
this man needs his own personal time. We all miss him very much. So, but he's here
I miss
with us
you guys
now.
too. I love. Thank you for having me on this. Like I'm having a blast. It's good to be back on the mic.
We are honored. Emoto, you stopped the chat on my thing, so now I cannot see what people are saying, but Jack's watching too, and he's better at responding.
One quick dead flip pogs when,
All right, so I got a question here. It says, were you able to design a VPX first and export it to a design tool? Sorry. So when I designed the Jurassic Park home game, I designed that in VPX, and then I export a non-solid blueprint into CAD, and then I use that as a template to trace over with actual tools. I did the exact same thing on Foo Fighters. I did all of my iterative design stuff in VPX first. Then once I felt something was like really solid and good, and we went to wood, then I did all my iterative stuff on the actual wood because I knew things wouldn't have to move too much. I don't know that I'll ever stop using Visual Pinball. It is such a great tool for just like brainstorming. It's essentially just my sketchbook, you know, where a designer might pull out a piece of paper or a napkin and draw like a cool whatever. I'm able to do that and actually shoot it. So, and we get an OBJ file of these games like this? Hell no.
Yeah, this is proprietary information.
Sir.
Oh,
you know what would be cool? You know what? What would happen if you took this and tried to 3D print this on a small scale? Just this. Would it? I wonder what that would look like.
Huh.
I want like this sitting on my desk somewhere. That'd be rad.
Maybe we need
One question I saw earlier was what inspired the drop target bank and upgrading? It's their favorite part of the game.
Oh yeah. So I like games where it's not too linear, right? And one of the great things about my favorite pinball machine, Deadpool, not to keep freaking bringing this up, is the team ups, right? It's like, one, you get to choose the battle you're going to have. Love it. That means the game's not linear. You get to choose what you want to do. Two, you can modify that battle that you're about to have. So it is like highly inspired by the idea of like, if you bring Wolverine to battle Sabretooth, then you can kick Wolverine's butt in 2 shots, you know, versus having to grind it out. And we wanted to put that on the drop target so you had a little bit more control, but also there's like levels to that control, you know? So like, do you want to add more time so you can doink around in the mode longer? Do you want more points from doinking around in there? Do you want to have less shots involved so you can just like get in and get out because you're trying to like progress through the game faster? I love that idea that it's not just like cut and dry, like you're fighting X and now you're out of it. Like you get to control what's actually happening going into that.
I do like that. It changes it from being something wood choppy into something be like, let's try it this way. Or maybe it'll work better if I bring this into this mode that I struggle with, right? And it's also, I kind of like that too. Like, again, let's bring up Deadpool one more time. The team ups work because they're shots, right? You make those shots and you eventually kind of stumble into those teamworks and the team ups. And the way you kind of set this up tier 2 is it's the drop target bank. It's not the most challenging thing to hit. You can kind of hit it from every flipper, and it's up to you to, you know, regain control. It's a little bit dangerous, but yeah, I like that. That's an interesting. I don't know, juxtaposition. I didn't think about it that way, like the team ups. I like that.
Yeah, heck yeah. And the cool thing about putting them on the drop targets is like you are always going to hit those. You're always going to hit the drop targets. Whether you're shooting for them on purpose or you're missing something, the ball's going to hit those. You're going to start getting that help in your modes.
In the modes, yes, Jack does use the word doink very eloquently. It's really.
I got a whole library of weird pinball stuff that I don't hear anymore. Internet, did you know that we coined everybody out of the pool in pinball? Go look at the pinball dictionary. Yep. The early dead flip streams, we came up with so many stupid names for things that because it was like one of the first sources of like live pinball entertainment, like a lot of that crap stuck. And to this day, like we said some really stupid crap that stuck around for a long time.
Oh man, good deal. Well, I think if this is since we're coming up on your hour here, Jack, was there any what other things did you have to say about this? I mean, what is there to come? What thanks do you maybe have for all these people who are telling you all the time how awesome your game is?
Thank you for playing Foo Fighters. Like I knew we were making something awesome, something special. I have trouble appreciating anything I make ever just as like an artist standpoint. This is a problem I had when I was making commercials. It's a problem I have when I'm doing fine art. It's just like I don't consider anything done, or I don't know. It's like a weird chemical imbalance. But because this was a team project, I'm so freaking honored to have been part. I might have to quit because I don't know if I can live up to the the expectation of another Cornerstone. But I can promise you this, because all of you were so positive and receptive to this game, it is affording me more opportunities to do more stupid stuff and even stupider stuff without too many raised eyebrows. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I'm only here doing this design thing because of this community, right? I was some ding dong who was an animator. Someone dropped a pinball machine off in my studio. A friend of mine's like, hey, you should stream that on Twitch to record yourself to see how bad you are and learn how to get better. And all of your support up to this point, getting me to where I'm at today, you created this, and I'm sorry. So if a game comes out, if a game comes out and it sucks, it's actually your fault. But because it's amazing, it's also your fault. So congratulations. Thank you so much. You've all been a huge inspiration for the things that I enjoy, and I try to put that into these designs. And honestly, I can't thank you all enough. Thank you.
That's really beautiful. I got a little tear.
That was so beautiful. I felt like you almost started crying.
I got close. I got close.
I did too. We love you, Jack.
If no one listened to that, Jack confirmed that maybe one more good game after this, he can do Outlane Spinners, and then Golden Girls might come sometime. So just keep buying his games and saying how great. No, I'm just kidding.
Please keep buying my games, even if they look terrible. Just buy 2 of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, thank you, Jack. You made something great. Your team made something great. It's
yes, they did.
We're lucky to have
they
this,
kicked butt.
Can you go ahead and stop screen sharing? Thank you so much for showing
my bad.
SolidWorks. It's always awesome. No, not at all. I was just gonna, nice and crisp and pretty.
Crispy and pretty.
I love it.
Pretty. So, so what do you have? What do you have planned for the rest of this week here? You get some meetings to go to. You got something fun going on this weekend?
I think I'm waiting for the word news as a cue.
Oh, yeah. What kind
I think
of news?
he's wondering if you want to go to lunch with him. Wow. All right.
Wait, where's?
Just say the word news, and then I'll start blabbing.
Oh, well, geez. What kind of news do you have to share, Jack?
You know what, Kyle? I wish we scripted this. I wish you had an NDA so I could show you all the cool, weird stuff I'm working on here at Stern Pinball.
Well, Jack, in fact, I do have an NDA, and I have something to tell all of you guys here as well.
Do tell.
I am going to work at Stern Pinball starting in 2 weeks. So, Jack, I will be your coworker, and I can't wait to see the weird stuff that you are putting together in your studio. So,
Bro, we are going to be best friends. We're going to get matching tattoos.
Yes.
All right?
We need
it's going to be great.
Kyle's going to Stern, y'all.
Yes. Yeah, the chat's kind of going wild right now, and that makes me feel like I just took some limelight away from Jack, but...
No, Kyle, shut up, dude. This is huge news. Kyle's an incredible talent, and we are more than honored to have him at Stern Pinball. I selfishly am just excited to have another sexy, tall dude to hang out with here in Chicago. It's going to be great.
Thank you. Yes, I am very excited, and we will be talking about this. We have a whole hour of the stream going on, but yeah, I'm super excited too. It's going to be great to help perpetuate the game of pinball, try to help out with whatever I have up here in my brain and other things I might bring to the table, but also our very dashing, sexy, tall guy, lanky body looks, you know. We're going to really try to make some people jealous around the factory, I guess. And Moto's crying.
It's true. It's true. Don't cry, Moto.
And just to let y'all know, PinTech Live isn't going... This is not the official last show. We're still going to do awesome content together. So don't y'all worry. Kyle's going north, but he's not going away as far as Marco TV is concerned.
we will be.
That was actually clapping behind Emoto. That was not a hammer. That was very loud clapping.
Everyone in Emoto's arcade is just clapping in unison right now. Yeah, no, we're gonna talk about the future stuff here in the next hour, but I thought it would be funny to have that scripted in, and Jack said that, and now I can't speak because I'm reading the chat and everyone's like nice. So I love you guys.
Dude, I'm like very, very, very excited that you're coming. You're coming not only to work with us, but you're going to be living in Chicago. And I'm not joking. Like if you're not my best friend, then we're going to have a problem. So.
Well, I think I'm ready. I think we have enough in common where we could definitely be best friends, at least for a month. We'll try it on. You might have to fight Michael Grant.
We'll try for a month.
He's my other best friend, so we'll see. No.
Okay.
But no, I can't wait.
Before you get the tattoos, before you get the matching tattoos, you should just do like the friendship bracelets or something, just in case.
Well, we'll see. I think Jack.
Yeah, we need like silicone pinball life or Marco or something. Like we just need like some sort of pinball thing that connects to each other. Do they have the ones that have like little hooks?
Magnets. Yeah, magnets. Like, so when you guys come near each other, you're like.
Yeah.
Or like handcuffs.
Huh.
That's a different show.
Getting into us. Yeah, we might not be able to stream on Twitch that way, but we'll see. I'll see you in 2 weeks, Jack, and we can talk about our matching
that
tattoo.
Soon? Oh my gosh, dude.
Friendship bracelets, something. So, yes, thank you.
I'm very
everybody.
excited.
Thank you, Jack. Yes, here's to best friendship, and thank you so much for coming on the stream and talking about this incredible game you had a big part in making. So,
well, I'm excited to work with you on upcoming titles. And I'm not joking when I say like I'm very excited to show you some stupid stuff that there's a reason I have a green screen behind me because this is not a stream safe studio anymore.
I'm excited to see it. You've piqued my interest, and I got a lot of really stupid ideas. So we'll team up and see what we can do.
Can't wait.
But yeah, thanks again, man, for coming on. This is really special to have you here talking about this, and yeah, I'm excited to come see you, mate. So yeah, that's a lot to get off my chest. I don't know how to continue talking now. So
you're gonna do great.
Take a breather. Congratulations,
go pee, victory
Kyle.
lap. Yeah.
Yeah, do a victory lap, and Jack, go to your meeting because you're late.
I am actually late. Thank you, friends. Emoto, I love you. Kyle, I can't wait to see you. Emoto, we'll hang out again soon. Internet, until I see you again, thank you all so much for everything. I miss you, and go drink a pickle beer for me tonight or something.
Yeah, pickle beer.
And in true Todd Tucky style, now get out.
No, get out.
Bye, Jack. We love
do I just hit leave, or what do I do?
Yeah, just go.
Just go. Yeah,
just go. Get out,
bye.
dude. Just get out.
Thank you, Jack. Oh no, he messed up my stream. How could he?
No.
Hey, look, all the hammering stopped.
No, that's good. Now that we're done talking to international pinball sensation Jack Danger, yeah, y'all, it's like there's nothing totally. I mean, we're not done doing PinTech. PinTech will continue somehow. There's some things that I get to, and Emoto get to talk to Stern about and how we'll do it. But Emoto and I were kind of thinking, look, it's thin slit Emoto. Oh, there she is. We were thinking about trying to twice a month, like for the foreseeable future. Like it wouldn't be during the normal time. I'm going to be doing work, so it would probably be something like streamed from my living room or my workshop, like after work. So for all y'all that live on the West Coast, it might be like it's slightly a more palatable time, and Emoto and I'll try to get to do some more work. It is. I am sad that we had to wait to talk about this until kind of like the last episode, but it's not over. I will still be here with you guys doing something very similar to what we've been doing the last 3 years for some time until maybe I can't do it anymore. But we're going to push it as far as we can, right, Emoto? She's nodding. Oh, there's probably a lot of busy work going on behind her, so that means I get to continue talking.
Awesome. Actually, I'm going to cut you off because I have a quick second before the hammering starts. We're going to do our giveaway now, too. We're giving away 3 cool stuff. Just can't win. So I'm going to drop the link in one last time. Go ahead and enter your information. If you already did earlier on the stream, you don't have to do it again, and I'll get the wheel of names.
Get that wheel of names going. Yes, there is always a role at Marco. If you want to work at a fantastic company, there is always a role for good, talented people. So yes, you should talk. You should send an email. Send an email to Emoto. She will get it into the people's hands that need to see it. My role at Stern right now, I will give you the basic level of it. I will be working in technical services. So for a while, you might see me answer your emails if you send in things about technical problems or stuff like that. Hey, there's Jack. We love you, Jack. The fun thing is you know, Stern is Stern makes things. There's a lot of people that work there, but there's a lot of people that wear a lot of hats. A lot of people do everything. So even though I will not be Jack Danger's assistant, I still will be Jack Danger's assistant because I will be over at his studio after work since we're best friends, and we will. Maybe I'll help him fiddle with things. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's all to say about that for now. But yes, I am really excited and honored to be taking this position at this company. So. Basically now Stern has the 2 tallest people other than Todd McCullough that do anything with pinball, right? Because Todd is like taller than Jack and I combined. So I might be answering.
Oh, wait, who's the tallest pinball streamer now? Me?
No, I guess Jack and I still are. Jack streamed this week. I'm streaming now.
No, you're not allowed to say that.
What? Why?
There must be a new world tallest pinball streamer.
It can be you. It totally can. Just, you know, drink some milk and eat some carrots.
It's not me.
I don't know, some cabbage.
Not me. Drink some milk.
My grandma, my Oma would always just say, eat cabbage and you can get bigger. I think it's you. Dalton, yeah, Dalton's pretty big. He's tall. He's like 6'4". He might be taller. I have a problem judging people's height because I'm taller than everyone, almost. But Dalton's tall. I wish Dalton was here. Yeah, so that was the big news. We had we kind of alluded to it. It wasn't. It's big news, but it's not. I don't know. It's interesting. Bring back platform shoes. Is that something you're willing to do, Emoto?
Yes, absolutely. I actually have some pinball shoes that are like this high, but I always forget to wear them, you know, because I just grab a Marco stool and play that way.
I mean, it's probably easier than walking on tall, stilty shoes, so.
Yeah, I'll just ride on cell processing shoulders the whole time. Anytime I play pinball, I'd be like, flipper buttons. Okay.
Is Andy tall?
I could never forget loose flip.
No, we
Andy's
never forget
amazing.
loose flip.
I am cutting y'all off. We are going to get all the responses and put them into the wheel of names and do the first spinny spin.
Chicago does not have In-N-Out yet. If Chicago does get an In-N-Out one day, I will probably never leave that city because it has everything if it has In-N-Out. So, but it does have good food. I mean, Chicago is actually probably one of my favorite food cities in America. You can get everything. Since my wife and I figured out, or kind of knew we were going to move to Chicago, she's been on TikTok and found like this dude that's like going around Chicago and eating, trying to find a restaurant for every country in the world, like alphabetically, and eating there. And it's insane how few countries or cultures that he's had to skip over trying to find a meal from. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate your kind words. Portillo's is a place you can eat in Chicago. Yes. One of them. What city are you leaving from? Right now I live in Columbia, South Carolina. Beautiful, beautiful town on a beautiful river with a bunch of beautiful people. But I will not be leaving for some time because it is a lot of work to move across the country. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, well, thankfully I'm not moving across the country again because that's a lot of work. I'm moving 800 miles. My Ringo Death Star shirt, thanks. Yep, the greatest band from Austin, Texas. Listen to Ringo Death Star, they rule. Whoa, that sounds wild. I'm excited to go to LA this year. I'll be going to visit my wife's family in October. Going to beautiful Los Angeles, my favorite city in California. Lived in Colombia when you were in the Army. Yes, a lot of Army people live here, thanks to the Army base. I will be able to come to the VFW. And Colin, yes, we live single-digit hours away from each other now. You better bet I am going to come over and play pinball with you and drink beer.
You better, you bet.
You also live in the same city as one of my other friends in Michigan. I'm not going to dox him all the way, but his name is Matt, and he made
Roller Pinball, welcome back. We're about to do
a super cool homebrew game that hopefully he'll have finished soon, Motor City Taxi. You love Ringo Death Star. Good. That means we can be best friends. Law Talking Guy 69. I'm going to come to Ace Gogi. My wife is going to, she's going to a show in LA, so I have, at the Hollywood Bowl, so I have like a whole many hours to go do stuff, so I was definitely going to come to Ace Gogi at some point. I was thinking about going to 1982, but I don't know if that is still a good pinball spot. I'm not sure if Molly still has her games there, but yeah, I'm excited to go up there. Colin can show me all the spots. Yeah, well, I've never been to Michigan. I'm excited to go there. So. Molly doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know how that works, but I know they still have a pinball, so I'm not sure if she brought her games with her or what, but anyways, enough doxing people. Grab a slice of pizza at Dino's in Burbank. Oh, I can't wait to go to Burbank. My two favorite cities in Southern California are like the boringest places, Burbank and Pasadena. I like Culver City too, but I guess there's a lot of, they're not that boring because that's where a lot of film industry stuff is, so. La Bamba? I don't know about La Bamba. I'll have to check that out. 82 is still good, okay. Moto's.
Oh man! All right, hold on.
Were you muted?
Well, I love y'all, so I just have to make sure I have everyone in here. I gotta drop in a few more names because I saw y'all coming.
Oh, I heard about that Revenge of. Sorry, y'all. I'm pulling out my cell phone just to write down some of these recommendations people are throwing up in the chat. I forgot about Revenge of. I want to check that place out too. It'll be fun. I haven't been to LA since, what, 2019? I think we're going to be staying with my wife's cousin at in Eagle Rock. Oh, and Revenge of is in Eagle Rock, so that's perfect. I'll put that on.
Oh, I want a tour of your spot in Burbank. I plan on going back home to LA after California Extreme to visit some fam.
Oh, really?
I want to go. Yeah, fun. You can plan it to go around the same time as me, Kyle.
I don't think I'll have enough time to go down to LA. If I'm going back to the Bay, I need to go see all my Bay people again. They got mad when I didn't have enough time when I went for the Lodi show.
All right,
I'd love to go to the
So the first
studio.
Giveaway is going to be for our handy dandy Marco tool bag. It is the handiest tool bag you'll ever need in your pinball repair career. So let's spin it and see who's the winner. It actually is a great bag. And the winner is... Ooh, Is it gonna stop? Is it
Donald
Garrison?
Congratulations. You won something.
Congratulations, Donald. Donald, are you in the chat? I'm gonna put your name up here. Let us know what your shipping address is. Send it to, I'll put it in the chat, marcotv@marcopinball.com. And we'll send you an awesome Marco tool bag. Send shipping to, oops.
Yay. The chat is going wild.
marcopinball.com.
I've been to Waltz before. I like Waltz in Eagle Rock. It's pretty cool. They had the hot dogs.
Oh,
like the
yeah,
70s,
Waltz is awesome.
The 70s hot dog
Very
machine.
chill.
Yeah, they had a good list of games because they had 90s games and 80s games only, and I like that.
Tim Johnson, you don't. Oh, Don, you're in the chat. Yay, yay. All right, Tim Johnson, I am adding you to the list manually, okay? So that's how you get on the list.
Congrats, Don.
And I'll add. Oh, no, that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. Make it go away.
Testing it.
Don't look.
She was testing.
Oh. That was intense.
No one won anything. Wait, you can't. You just removed. Add back.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I just.
That was Turin. He already won. I'm sorry, Turin.
You
I owe
gave
you
it away.
some swag.
Now Turin's gonna feel cheated.
But I just sent it to Epic. Foo Fighters banner. He won for the last Foo Fighter stream. He's very lucky. Go to Vegas. All right, Tim, I'm adding you in.
It landed on Turin, but he did win. They did win something real good before, so sorry, Turin.
I got you, Turin. Next time. Okie dokie. Wait, Black Cat Pinball 1, your doppelganger is here. Oh
yes.
no!
I'm sorry. I did get your return mail, and I wanted to write back to you, but I forgot.
Absolutely
I opened
nothing.
the email on my phone, and I didn't write back. But I will. We are going to keep up a correspondence because when I come to Sweden,
are you not at it?
Maybe
Mr.
next
J.
year.
Crane?
I'm going to come.
That would be a catastrophe. Oh, I got a Brian Crane. All right, I'm adding y'all in because we need to.
And don't apologize to me for people emailing me. I apologize for the headache it may have caused you.
All right, the next one is going to be. Can you hear me? Am I muted?
No, you're good.
No? Okay, cool. I don't know. I've been right in the mic. It's been very sensitive hour and a half for me. Comfortable pinball hat, our Marco pinball hat, arguably the most comfortable hat of all pinball. And your choice of Marco shirt and size.
It doesn't soak up too much heat. It's got an adjustable back. The lid is like at least 8 inches long, maybe 6. It's standard hat length, but it's a good length.
Yeah, you want the hat. All right, thanks for the email, John.
Who's gonna win?
And the winner is. Who's it gonna end on? Chris Etz. All right. Congratulations to Chris Etz. You are going to be swagged out with some Marco Pinball threads.
What if that's Turin's real name?
Let us know you're excited and you're here. And shoot me your shipping address and your shirt size to marcotv@marcopinball.com. Let me add your name into this before.
What's up, Troy?
All right, and then this is the one everyone's super excited for. We always save it for last. An epic, beautiful, designed by Zombie Yeti, Foo Fighters promo banner. Looks great in your arcade, looks great in your garage, looks great slapped onto your refrigerator because that's how amazing this art is. Let's see who's going to be the winner.
No one is
Ed's
backing
here.
up a truck.
Yay! I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for sticking around, yeah?
Imoto is at her arcade, and there is massive construction going on. So
yeah, by the way, that's not the microwave going off. That's a giant scissor lift right behind my head. All right, here it is. The last spin.
Music on that land on.
Yeah, it would go
look
great
this
in your
way.
game room,
That's where it
Pat.
is on the
We'll see. Who's it gonna be? So excited. Who is
Clicked
it?
off immediately. It was
It's frozen on my end.
Oh, it was Darren V. D-A-R-I-N-V. That is
Darren! Congratulations, Darren.
spunky.
All right, Darren. Again, send me your shipping address to marcopinball.com and congrats. That is one of the most beautiful promo banners ever.
Cheers, Darren. Yeah.
I seen Darren. Darren, you did it!
Nice.
Yay!
Dude, this
It's always
might be
so
the
great
first
when
time
everyone's
we've
here,
done
like
this
instantly, like yes.
where everyone has responded immediately. Like everyone's actually here when they've spun.
Because
like, that's
we
super
had
cool.
Jackie D here with us.
Damn, yeah, YouTube
Dang,
is winning.
yeah.
Man, those
that.
YouTubers. What's up with them? Is it weighted towards the YouTubers?
Sharing the love. But all right. Well, thank y'all so much. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, we still got 30
Great job,
minutes.
Kyle.
We only got Jack for 30 minutes, for an hour. We got 30 minutes. Emoto, wait. How feasible is it for you to show us your arcade, or is that something you don't want to do? Okay, she doesn't want to do that. Wait for the finished pictures. She's thinking.
You know, actually, I would show y'all the arcade, and I can, but I promised Dry374 on Twitch from Raccoon City, one of the Monterey Flipper Pinball League members, who's actually here helping me get my pinball shopped out and ready for the grand opening. I promised him the first tour walk around on the stream. So he's going to go live soon after this stream, and we're going to raid him, and
awesome.
We'll see what's up that way.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's keep talking about your arcade. Yeah, well, that's super cool. Let's talk about the folks that came to go work on your stuff. Since I want to go, and I will go sometime, but since
Come on, we need you.
since I have to go to
Kyle
Chicago,
actually has been helping a lot. Even
has?
though you're not physically here, just getting on, you know, the FaceTime calls or whatever, and you helping me get the part stuff figured out in my head, and all your little tips and tricks have gone a long, long way. But yeah, I have for our pinball, Matthew Talley from Lynn's Arcade is here, and Michael Matson, Dry, is also here working on our pinball, and then we have people from really all these different big cities that are our friends down here right now, just doing construction, working on games, moving stuff around, decorating. It's very humbling, and I feel so grateful that they're here helping us, because I'm here doing cool pinball stuff while they're doing all the hard, heavy lifting for me. So thank you so much. For real. And no, I do not know when the grand opening date is, but as soon as I do, bet that you will see tons of marketing coming from me about that, because I want you all to come down to Gulf Shores, Alabama, dip your toes in the Gulf of Mexico, and then come play in my arcade. It's going to be free play. We have, it's going to be somewhere around 12 to 16 pins, 65-ish video games, lots of Japanese games, and some weird classics, and golf simulators. Mm-hmm. And a bar with beer and wine.
With
and
snacks.
Toto Puffs.
The arcade is in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Beautiful place to visit in the most of the time when it's not summer. If you got good heat tolerance, go in the summer. If you don't have good heat tolerance, spring's probably pretty dang nice in the Gulf Shores, huh?
Yes, I would say spring. Well, every season besides summer is just wonderful. If you're not used to the humidity, don't come during the summer. You'll hate me forever.
Emoto, Roller Pinball brings up a good point, and I think we need to make this happen. Roller Pinball says, quote, will there be a Marco shrine with a bent screwdriver and missing drill bit smiley face? Can I please commission that?
Yeah. Yeah, please do. And then I'm gonna print out a giant Cletus.
Wait, no. I am commissioning
Wait,
that. You have to make
Cletus
it.
is a spider. Hold on. Everyone drop the Cletus emoji in the chat so people don't
Everyone
think I'm
find
crazy.
like little dried up spiders and put them in a little box and then mail them to Emoto's arcade so she can have a shrine of teeny dead spiders. Please do that for me. It's going to be really cool. Emoto showed me some pictures. Oh, Emoto's muted? Or I'm muted. Wait, she's doing something on Zoom. Since she's doing something, I'll talk about it. Emoto showed me some videos. It's cool. She's got a great mix of modern and older pinball games.
Sorry, I'm back. It got crazy.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so Emoto's got some...
Yeah, look at Cletus go.
Look at them all. Emoto's got... You've got like some newer Stern games. You've got a couple 90s Williams games. You've got some 80s games. You've even got EMs, right? So for a pinball person, there's a little bit of everything, which is pretty cool. I don't
When
know,
you look at it, you can definitely instantly be like, this is Emoto's collection. I don't know, all the games that I've been curating are near and dear.
Yeah, well, they're fun. I mean, Emoto loves her hard body, so that'll be there. But, I mean, it's fun to see the collection of games because they're all interesting in their own right. I know there's a Corvette. I'm excited to play Corvette. That looks nice. I know that she's also got a Demolition Man. That looks fun. I love Demo Man. It's such a weird game. I kind of go in between like enjoying Demo Man and not enjoying Demo Man. But it
was the first game that I learned like really like rule sets on. So I had to have one because that helped propel me into this amazing world of pinball.
It's got really amazing flow for a game that is so ramp
Hey,
heavy.
Jaded, come on out, bro.
Yeah. Jaded needs to go down to Alabama. It's going to be nice. It'll be pretty cool. I'm excited to try these golf simulators. I didn't realize like what a thing these things were, but like they're these like it's all VR, right? So there's cameras and things that position you, but you're like in a big area and you swing a club and hit a golf ball, and it looks really fun.
Yeah, you're not wearing like VR goggles or anything, but there's projector screens and sensors all around you. So you have this giant projector screen of like Pebble Beach or something, and you know, our weather is very precarious down here, especially during hurricane season. So having a nice solace of a place where you can still enjoy golf with your friends, but in AC next to a bar area, it's good stuff.
There's a golf simulator. Where's the golf simulator here?
On Main Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the place.
South Carolina people love golf.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's called T-Dog.
People here love golf. I don't get it. I don't understand golf, but I appreciate it, I guess. It's interesting.
You're not old enough yet.
I'm not
Thanks,
old
y'all. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It'll be neat because Gulf Shores is it is a big destination for people in the southeastern United States. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a nice place for people in the Midwest. They come down to vacation, but it's not a tourist trap kind of town, but there's a lot of like family entertainment based in Gulf Shores, right? And aside from the beautiful beach, the actual city has a lot of like family-based entertainment. Does that have a Ripley's? Emoto says no Ripley's. Okay, so it's one step below like a Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre that it doesn't have a Ripley's, and maybe it's soon to come. But yeah, it looks straight up like Pigeon Forge or Branson, but by the beach.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited to go down there. Emoto promised me Japanese food and jet skis, and you don't have to tell me that twice for me to like come down to do both of those things. So I'm very excited. So.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Can we be eating sashimi while I'm on a jet ski, like going 40 miles an hour in the ocean? Okay, cool. She just nodded, so I'm down. Yeah, and it's really neat that it's really magical that there are people in the community that are going out to support him. Oh my God.
Oh, Dead Flip, thank you for the subs, gifting.
Thanks,
The
mate.
man of many gifts.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. The international pinball sensation himself. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll have leagues and tournaments once we get up and running, of course. We want it all to run smoothly, so, it's going to be baby steps just so we can make sure it's all right the first time.
And here's the thing, too, right? Emoto has sat with me, for at least 150 hours, right? Over the last 3 years, watching and listening to me fix pinball games and just blabble. Now she gets to do it firsthand. But she's really lucky that there are a lot of
pinball theory, I got that. The execution is daunting.
No, it's easy. You got it. And just like we said before, PinTech Live is not over. There will still be more. So there's still more learning for all of us to do, including me. There's always something to learn. So I'm already, as I was kind of cleaning up this area just a little bit, I was trying to think what our next project might be. I do want to finish Hotline, and I think Hotline would be a great game to actually finish on this stream, but there are some things at my house that we will do when I do these nighttime streams coming up. So, you were watching the Marco stream yesterday while shopping at Costco. That is fantastic multitasking. Good job. Jack's got cameras he's using in his... Jack offered me his equipment when I moved to Chicago to do streaming if I need to, because he is my best friend and he rules. So I will definitely take him up on that at some point. It would be really fun to, again, just to figure out how long we can continue doing this, because this is probably the coolest
since
thing
y'all
I've
are
ever done.
both slowing down, you should just let me take over the Dead Flip stream too, and I'll run both of them.
Yeah, you should. That's great. I think just keep an eye open for what Jack's going to do. He's retired. It doesn't mean he's done. It doesn't mean he's moved on. He hasn't retired in Belize, He's still there with all his stuff. Maybe you'll get some surprises every once in a while. So, yeah. Are we doing any more giveaways?
No, that's it, Kyle. I was just about to ask if you wanted to wrap it up and celebrate the last 30 minutes of your studio time. Play some pinball with Aaron or something.
No, you can play if you want. If everyone is bored and everyone wants to leave, then we can call it early. I don't mind sitting here shooting the crap. I've got a few more Shiner box. I was inspired by the Texas Pinball Festival and the Houston Arcade Expo. The Houston Arcade Expo, by the way, coming up in November. You should go. It's fantastic. But yeah, the next giveaway for a Shiner box. No, just kidding. The next giveaway, I will drink a Shiner box while thinking about you. How about that? Start donating your bits right now. Need more pickle beer? Yes, absolutely. So we talked about this last week on the stream. The pickle beer is a big thing going on right now in the office. We had one of our wonderful customer service folks. I had her try the pickle beer that was donated to us. I don't even remember who gave us the pickle beer at the Texas Pinball Festival, but Ashley wants some more pickle beer. And we need some. So if someone wants to ship us some pickle beer, I will be indebted to you. Kyle, did you wrap up Elvira? Yes, Elvira is wrapped up. Elvira is picked up by the customer, and they are extremely happy. And now there is no more Elvira. Start drinking on the job. No, this is just a celebratory stream. We're here to talk about. Oh, yes, it's the homegrown B-Dub. Gave us me the pickle. Well, I think you gave the pickle beer to Jack, and I got to enjoy the pickle beer by proximity, and now I'm obsessed with it. And it's your fault. Thank you. I love the pickle beer. Scrapple wine? I don't want to know what that is, Jody. Please.
You know what scrapple is?
No.
It's almost like Spam, but worse.
I don't want that. Don't talk about that anymore.
Dionysius, what tools, toys, and T-shirts are in your carry-on for the move? Well, everything. I don't intend on getting rid of any of my things because I judge the achievements in my life by the things that I own, and I like my things. So I don't think I'll be getting rid of many things. I think I'm getting rid of one pinball game. I've given away one project. I gave away my bow and arrow. But hopefully everything else will come with me. It depends on how much space I have when
I'll take it.
I get to Chicago. I was talking to Jack about how bummed I am that he got rid of his Giganto studio, because his Giganto studio would have had enough room for like all 28 of my pinball games. But I am okay with, well, we'll see. Somebody will get some. No talking about that kind of pickle beer cell processing. What the hell? I like the pickle beer.
Yeah, just go ahead and put that bow and arrow in that junk pile you're collecting for me.
Oh, I told Marco he can have it, but if you want it, you can have it. It's a huge project.
Ooh, I'm gonna battle Marco.
It's an okay.
A huge project.
It's
Me
a huge
and
project.
Marco and I both do not have time for huge projects,
Yeah.
but I'll take it.
That's why I decided not to take it with me. Like, Hotline is a
yeah,
project
actually, we would
that's-
love it. I will
Nope,
take
see?
it, and then
He
I'm
said
gonna
no.
keep it there to help train
He said
others
no.
how to do pinball repair
He
at
wants
the
it.
shop.
He wants it. If I make it up to Chicago, can you get me a
No,
tour of
Marco, let's
Stern?
keep it for pinball school.
Good idea.
I think that, yes, if you made it up to Chicago, I could assist you in getting a tour of Stern. I cannot overpromise or say any of these things because I don't know. But also, they're still moving factory, so.
I like how Marco just comes into the chat right we summoned him.
Yeah.
He heard
No, Marco's
his
all
bow
like-
and arrow was about to get displaced. It's like, wait a minute.
When we're there and like thanking Marco profusely for like letting us touch his LE and put it on the show, he's all like silent. He's like, it's that Shaq meme. He's like, I sleep. And then when I talk to him about giving away the pinball game I gave him for free, he's like, that's the real S. And he's like, no. No.
That's our fearless leader right there. We love you, Marco.
We love Marco. You have to buy a big garage in Chicago for your pinball games. No, you know what the brilliant thing is? Every single house in Chicago has a basement that is like the exact same size as the house. So everyone I know in Chicago that I've met with pinball games, they have all their games in their basement. And not a basement like a nasty, dirty place. They're all like finished and nice and have like restrooms and heaters and floors. So I will
Get an Escalera.
Nah. You just put it on a piece of cardboard and shove it down the stairs. Put some pillows at the end. No, I'm just kidding. You just, two dudes. Or two
I don't think
people.
he's kidding.
It's
I
so-
mean, that might work.
I've seen people that live in the Midwest that have actually like rigged up like winches. Like above the door for like where your basement is, there's like a winch, and then you just like make a sled for the game, and then you lower the sled down the stairs, and then it gets to the bottom. Pretty brilliant. Yeah. But also, if you get super lucky, you can get a house with like ground floor access into the basement. So there are some houses that have doors.
Oh,
into
yeah,
the
for
basement.
sure.
So.
That would be nice. Tank treads on a stair climber. Yeah, we all need that.
Yeah, seriously. Round trip for $600 from Gulf Shores to Austin. Seems a little expensive. Is
Yeah,
that, like, peak
flights
season?
right now are not good. You need to check and come when it's not tourist season.
Yeah.
That is the best time for sure. Plus, we'll be more up and ready. And then, of course, I'll let y'all know when the grand opening is. Just follow us on Facebook or Instagram, CCP Arcade or Captain Crazy's Paradise.
Yes.
So every time someone walks in the door, we can say, "Welcome to Paradise."
Oh my god. You should record it so like when someone opens the door and like breaks the little beam, it just says
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the little recording thing, so I don't have to stand at the door for the rest of my life. I'll put a cutout on me. How about that?
Yeah, Colin, you can totally come to my house when I move to Illinois, and you can help me move all my games down the stairs that will live downstairs. And yeah, Jody, yes, you should go to Expo. You should bring a bunch of ramps and go to Expo. Show off your wares. That would be great.
Yeah, come on, let's go. We will all be at Expo, so come on up.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah. Come on over to Expo. Love to see you there.
Here's something to rile the chat up. Okay, so I grew up in Northern California. I lived in Northern California for 30 years, and then I moved here. I've spent less than 20 days in the snow in like my entire life. Maybe less than 30 days.
Good luck.
Yeah, give me some good snow tips.
Snow Tips has become a snowbird, and during the winter seasons, work from home down in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Yes, I can get Dark Lord in Chicago. I actually intend on buying some Dark Lord and bringing it home with me on the airplane. So I will be doing that. The snow's not that big of a deal, I know. I got you, Emoto.